Our government, our government is using chemical warfare on its own citizens. It's a crazy world, but we got the content.
You want content? You want content? Our government, the FDA, is feeding Americans fake food, false science, involving us in wars around the world, using our tax dollars like they extorted. Myths, fake cloud spray to make humans stir. Your history is not true. The sky's not blue. Their justice is not for you. Free thinker, but is it really you? False teachers, false prophets, spreading pseudo knowledge without sources. My channel, investigate the clues. Crazy World of Podcast.
Now to a News Nation exclusive investigation into a secret government experiment that was carried out in St. Louis. Residents tell us they still remember a mysterious fog. Children would run through it. Mothers would try and close their windows against it. For decades, they all had questions, and now we're seeking answers. The United States Army now admits that it sprayed a chemical that contained cadmium, a known carcinogen, on a neighborhood of more than 10,000 people. Critics.
You see what I'm saying? This just proves it's always been a war against us. You know? This just proves it.
Say this was done with no warning and no consent. Well, tonight we return to the site of that demolished neighborhood and speak with former residents who believe the government turned them into human test subjects. Although the Army admits that the test happened, it is not admitted to harming the residents.
And that Army, that the Tuskegee Airmen, the U.S. Army did a lot of wrong in history, a lot of wrong to black people.
News Nation's Natasha Zuvez investigates what was in the fog and why the truth may still be buried.
The fog drifted through the streets like a ghost.
That's exactly what it looked like, a thick fog.
It was summertime and it was hot. We would just run through it as fast as we could and try to just cool ourselves off. It stuck to you.
The spray was so foul as far as the odor. It made some of us have headaches, nausea, dizziness.
That's what I remember. It made me sick.
It wasn't the weather. It was an eerie smoke descending from rooftops, rolling from the backs of trucks.
That's what they said. Paint your house with blood. Or they coming through. This that same philosophy. I don't know what it is.
Regular flatbed truck, but it had a big machine on the back. And it had a big nozzle that really sprayed a fog you couldn't even see through.
I can't believe
it was that thick. And it really, we felt it as it would adhere to our skin. And as far as the guys on top of the buildings, they tried to portray them to us as maintenance workers.
Maintenance
But we
workers.
was like, what is a maintenance worker doing? And basically a hazmat suit. And they had.
Yo, I just got put on to asbestos removal, right? They be wearing, the people who remove asbestos is the same, they wear the same suits, and that's dealing with chemicals.
Masks and goggles.
Chemicals.
In the 1950s and 60s, in secret, the U.S. Army sprayed zinc cadmium sulfide into the air of a St.
And that's where a lot of that testing was going on, the 50s and the 60s. Nobody was.
Louis housing project, a
and they still going on to today.
largely black neighborhood called Pruitt-Igoe.
It was a lose-lose situation.
Hold on. He said black neighborhoods.
Called Pruitt-Igoe.
It was a lose-lose situation.
The heir of a St. Louis housing project, a largely black neighborhood called Pruitt-Igoe.
It was a lose-lose situation.
They concentrating on us.
We were subjects.
This just proof.
We were subjects.
They didn't ask for our permission. We didn't ask
They never
for them
do.
to spray us.
They never do.
My government used me like I was a guinea pig.
We're standing at.
I want to say this too. When he say our government, he talking about Republicans and Democrats, the left, the right, all of them. That's why I keep saying it's not. Sometimes they work together. You mean the Democrats didn't know about this and let it happen? You mean the Republicans don't know about this and still let it happen?
Where Pruitt-Igoe used to be here in St. Louis, and it's hard to believe more than 10,000 people used to live here. As we bring our drone up, you can see it's mostly just an empty lot now, overgrown with trees. This used to be filled with 33 high-rise buildings. It was all demolished in 1976. And according to the National Research Council, St. Louis was chosen for spraying experiments because it had similar characteristics to Soviet targets like Moscow in terms of population density and terrain.
This going on in every city, black neighborhoods.
The government now admits to a secretive series of Cold War tests, including one dubbed large area coverage. More than 30 tests conducted across the U.S. and Canada, spraying zinc cadmium sulfide from planes, rooftops, and vehicles to simulate how a biological attack.
Yo, I know y'all seen the planes flying with that white mist coming out the back of it. This is what they talking about.
Attack might spread, all to prepare for potential warfare against the Soviets.
Many of us been in the military and have top secret clearances. We know how it works.
We have died for America. We have fought for America.
So many of us.
You are a veteran.
I am United States Air Force veteran.
Dr. Starks, you're a veteran as well.
Yes, I am. I'm an Air Force veteran also.
Is there some betrayal here?
Definitely.
They want to know if those secret tests have anything to do with what they're observing with their own eyes.
I lost my two older siblings to cancer. I lost a brother last month.
I've been diagnosed recently with a rare form of lymphoma.
I don't think cancer is this is my opinion. I don't think cancer is passed down from I think, just like this is saying, they give it to you, man, through food, through testing, through all sorts of stuff. I don't even know. But I do believe it's given to you. I don't think it's passed down.
Cancer of the left kidney, had partial removal of my left kidney.
News Nation reached out to the Army for answers. They provided a one-page response. It says the Army's own Center for Health Promotion and Preventive Medicine investigated in 1994.
You can't investigate yourself. You cannot investigate yourself.
And found inhalation exposure would not pose a health risk. They also cite later corroborating reviews, including a 1997 review by the National Research Council. Perhaps they assumed we wouldn't read the NRC's 380-page report, but we did, and the Army's statement doesn't show the full picture. In that 1997 review, the National Research Council explicitly says repeated exposure to zinc cadmium sulfide can cause kidney or bone toxicity or lung cancer if levels are high enough. And they admitted they couldn't fully assess the risk.
Yo, if they know all this, what? See, I don't understand. If they know this, why do they act like, nothing happening? They know what's going on.
Why? Because some Army records remain classified, it says, for national security reasons. More troubling, key Army exposure records were missing. And when the NRC asked the Army to supply them, the Army said it couldn't find them. Finally, the NRC considered conducting its own study, but concluded it wasn't feasible. In short, it did not test the site, collect samples, or test residents, and they didn't have access to all the data. Their review was based on what the Army gave them, and what the Army either could not find or withheld. The Army ends its statement to News Nation by saying, quote, none of the reports contained evidence of a radioactive component to the zinc cadmium sulfide dispersion tests. Residents say the secrecy and delays are no accident.
They're waiting us out.
They're waiting on all of us to die.
It's like they attacked the old people.
But that's not even the whole story, as residents demand to know what else could have been in that spray.
They have not come clean with what was in there.
Do you believe that it was just zinc cadmium sulfide in that spray?
No.
We go to the source, a researcher who has spent decades declassifying government documents about these tests.
Do you believe the U.S. government sprayed some kind of radioactive material on the residents of St. Louis?
I believe that they did.
And the government's surprising response to our request to declassify information.
I mean, what the hell?
Plus, renowned activist Erin Brockovich weighs in.
Do you think there's been a lie here, a cover-up here?
It sure looks that way.
The residents are asking for an apology from the government for being experimented on. They are asking for compensation for health studies for themselves and their children. They're also asking for transparency. They want the government to release all the documents about the spraying. So, Elizabeth, tomorrow night on your show, we will go on a journey to try to declassify the one government document that a key researcher tells us she has never been able to expose. And we take the investigation to Erin Brockovich. For the residents still here, still fighting, the question is whether they will get any answers before it's too late. Elizabeth.
Well, they'll have a better chance of it with you on the case. Natasha Zuvez, thank you so much.
That was episode 1. Check out episode 2. Like, comment, and subscribe. Crazy World Podcast.